Good evening and welcome to the Town of Eastchester Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for November, tonight being November 9th, 2021. We start our meetings with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Just going over briefly the ground rules for this evening, as I do at the start of every meeting. Tonight's meeting is conducted under Robert's Rules of Parliamentary Order. I'm going to call the roll in a moment. We have 5 matters on for resolution and 2 items of new business. For those new business items, just a reminder that the matter and your documentation and your application are all part of a public record and they're marked submitted. You don't need to read your application. The board has reviewed it. In many instances have been on site. You can read it if you want. It will not help or hurt your application. And then ordinarily the board has an opportunity to ask questions or make comments, and then as a general rule the public has a right to be heard, and then it'll be going back to the board for questions and comments. That's generally the procedure. I have a couple of items, a couple of motions to make first, and then we'll get to the roll call. First, I make a motion to approve the minutes of the October 12, 2021 ZBA meeting. Is there a second to my motion?
A second.
Mr. Cahalan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I also have a motion, due to our calendar, to consolidate and adjourn the December meeting to January. Is there a second to my motion?
I'll second.
Mr. Cahalan, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. To the roll call, new business items. This is application 21-32. This is 95A Tuckahoe Road. Is the applicant here? Okay, you're ready to proceed? Yes. Great, okay. This is just, I'm sorry, it's a roll call, I apologize. We're a little formal here. Number 2, application 21-4166 Overlook Avenue. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, sir. Great, okay. Okay, we'll start with the resolution calendar firstly. Oh, by the way, just as a comment, I made it in the last meeting, and some items had come up thereafter, so I'll make it again. No new correspondence is and are accepted after the close of the public hearing. I want to mention that because during the pandemic, with Zoom meetings, there was a little bit more informality to people emailing and contacting Mrs. Yulee, et cetera. And I just wanted to be clear, once the public hearing is closed, the public is not heard on it, and as a matter of fact, applicants, the information in the hearing is closed once we adjourn it for resolution. So it's important to remember that, and also I might as well mention that for new applicants, as a term and condition, which is printed actually on your application, applications are not decided first night and first time on. They're heard and they're generally deliberated upon. So for the viewing public who may be contemplating something for next year, our 2022 calendar is out, and you should take a look at it, because if you're thinking about something for next year, you want to time it out in that fashion. Okay, now to the resolution calendar. Item number 1. I make a motion to approve application 21-3325 Greenvale Place. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Cahalan. To the vote, Mr. Cahalan?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nerzia?
Yes, and also, I was not here at the last meeting, but I'm familiar with the application. I read the minutes of the meeting and the transcript, so just want to get that out there, but I vote yes.
Thank you, Mr. Nerzia. Mr. DeMarco?
Yes.
I vote yes. The application's been approved 5-0. Item number 2, I make a motion to approve application 21-34. That's 388 California Road. Is there a second to my motion?
Second.
Chairman,
Mr. Miller.
883.
883. Is there a second to my motion?
Second again.
Mr. Miller. To the vote, Mr. Cahalan?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nerzia?
Yes.
Mr. DeMarco?
Yes.
I vote yes. That's been approved 5-0. Next item, I make a motion to approve application 21-35 6 Sprague Road. Is there a second to my motion?
Second.
Mr. DeMarco. To the vote, Mr. Cahalan?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nerzia?
Yes.
Mr. DeMarco?
Yes.
I vote yes. That's been approved 5-0. Item number 4, I make a motion to approve application 21-36, 24 Tudor Lane. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Cahalan. To the vote, Mr. Cahalan?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nerzia?
Yes.
Mr. DeMarco?
Yes.
I vote yes. That's been approved 5-0. Last item, 2 motions. The first motion on the last item is that I make a motion to approve, to adopt, I should say, a negative declaration to application 21-37. That's 106 Fisher Avenue. Is there a second to my motion for a negative deck?
Second.
Mr. DeMarco. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Okay. Negative? Okay.
Please shut your phone off. Gary?
Sure what it is.
You might be
So-
asleep.
Thank you, Counselor. Okay, having adopted a negative declaration, I guess that would be 4-1. You were a negative? Okay. Okay. I make a motion, actually, to deny application 21-37, 106 Fisher Avenue. So is there a second to my motion?
Second.
Mr. DeMarco. So a vote yes is a denial, a vote no is an approval of the application. Mr. Cahalan?
Vote yes.
Mr. Miller?
I vote yes to deny the application. In case
Okay.
there's any question there.
Okay, Mr. Nerzia?
Yes.
Mr. DeMarco?
No.
I vote yes. The application's been denied 4-1. Okay, now on to new business items. Number 6 on the calendar, the first new business item is 21-32, 95A Tuckahoe Road. If you state your name and address for the record, and you could summarize your application.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. Louis Campana, offices 8 Pasadena Road. I'm here on behalf of my client and homeowner, Alex Lacage. We're proposing major redevelopment of the existing dwelling at 95 Tuckahoe Avenue, 95A Tuckahoe Avenue, excuse me. And essentially what we're doing is taking down the structure to the top of the existing foundation. As a result, we will be reconstructing more than 50% of the dwelling. And based on the zoning regulation, that can only be done as of right if the lot is dimensionally conforming. So we have a, I'm just going to take this over there briefly. We have a previous existing legally non-conforming flag lot, which is situated in the R6 zone. And in the R6 zone, there's a minimum street frontage or lot frontage requirement of 60 feet. Now, based on the fact that this is a previous legally non-conforming condition, our frontage is 25 feet as opposed to 60, and that's because of the flag lot. 95 Tuckahoe Avenue sits directly in front of this lot fronting the street. So essentially we're seeking relief from this minimum frontage requirement and asking the board to grant a 35-foot variance in order to keep or maintain the frontage as it currently exists.
Thank you. Thank you for your presentation. At this time, I usually reserve time for the board to ask questions or comments. Mr. Cahalan, anything?
Well, I'd like to, can you point out the actual side yard setback that you're looking for?
It's not
The-
a side yard setback, it's just the frontage.
Just the frontage.
Just the frontage, so that's the only.
When I looked at it, man, that's awful
Yeah, but
narrow.
point out the side yard setback anyway.
So because it's a flag lot, only the 25-foot frontage.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
Uh,
so I was confused. I thought you were looking for a side yard setback.
Oh, no. The house is conforming in terms of all the area and bulk regulations.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anything further, Mr. Cahalan?
Nope.
Mr. Miller?
No questions.
Mr. Nerzia?
Yeah, just one question.
Yes.
And this is just a follow-up point. If the residence was there and it burned down, you'd still be coming back here. It's
That's
the same scenario.
That's correct.
Okay, so it has nothing to do at all with the proposed construction. Okay, that's it. Just want to clarify that point.
Mr. DeMarco?
I have nothing.
I have nothing at this time. I make a motion to open this matter to the public for public hearings. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Cahalan, all in favor?
Aye.
Would anyone from the public like to be heard on this application? Okay, seeing nobody, I make a motion to close the public hearing on this application. Is there a second?
Second?
Mr. Cahalan, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, back to the board. I'll go in reverse order. Mr. DeMarco, anything?
Still nothing.
Mr. Nerzia?
Nothing.
Mr. Miller?
None.
Mr. Cahalan?
None.
I have nothing. I mean, to me, you've adequately summarized and answered the five-part test. The only thing I have left is a motion. I'll make a motion to adjourn this matter for resolution at the next meeting. Second?
Second.
Mr. Miller, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. And just to be clear, that would be in January, correct?
Correct, January 11th.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, last item on the calendar, and the last item of new business is item 7, 21-4166 Overlook Avenue.
This is the one with the side yard. I got it. Yeah, it's in the back.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Our project is pretty straightforward. It's addition to the rear of an existing house. It's a two-story Tudor-style house. There's a one-story currently on the one-story building on the ground floor of the house, and we're looking to build right on top of that. We're not looking to expand the footprint of the building, nor are we looking to go out further than the existing wall, which is at about 6 feet from the property line. The requirement is 8 feet. But we are aligning the existing sides of the house with the existing and just building straight up. No footprint expansion. All the other setbacks and bulk regulations are well within their means. It's an oversized property. It's an oversized lot. That's really it.
Okay, your name, if you don't mind?
I'm sorry, it's Steve Domofsky Architecture.
Okay, thank you. All right, to the board for any questions or comments. Mr. Cahalan?
No.
Mr. Miller?
No.
Mr. Nerzia?
Only comment is several years ago, Mr. Domofsky and I had a mutual client on the Rhoda subdivision, and just wanted to disclose that, but that won't have any impact on my decision.
Thank you, Mr. Nerzia. Mr. DeMarco?
Nothing.
I don't have anything at this time. I make a motion to open this matter to the public for a public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Cahalan, all in favor? Aye. Okay, would anyone from the public like to be heard on this application? Okay, seeing nobody, I make a motion to close the public hearing on this. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Cahalan, all in favor? Aye. Okay, if you don't mind, you just wait one moment. Board may have questions or comments of you. We'll see. Mr. Cahalan, do you have anything?
None.
Mr. Miller?
Nope.
Mr. Nerzia?
None.
Mr. DeMarco?
No.
I don't have anything. You were very economical in exiting the podium. Similar to the last application, your presentation was concise and answered the five-part test to my satisfaction. I am going to make a motion to adjourn this matter for resolution at the next meeting, which is January 11th. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Miller, all in favor? Aye. Thank you for your presentation. You too. Okay, I have one more motion left. I make a motion to adjourn to the next meeting, which is January 11th, 2022. Is there a second to my motion?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Happy holidays. Happy holiday season, Thanksgiving,
Wow.
and et cetera to January 1.